Hello guys, what's up? This is ScherBR talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about Valkyrie Anatomia, and I want to discuss Obisidian Wings of Ressurection Part 2. Yeah, we just got Part 2 alongside the Trachea Assault, and we have to discuss some things here. This is a very strange event itself, because it has some realities happening here that kind of mess up with the original timeline. I think it's just a different view of how different these characters will be. They had a different version. If there's this alternative reality and how much they will be different depending on what happened to them. So you kind of living some past experiences here. You can see Obsidian Wings. We have stages called Loving Parents. This is for the Liu story. We have Black Axe, White Blade. There's a lot of stories going on here. So it's kind of interesting to have this because the new character is Underworld Liu. Let's just check the name that they choose because I don't know yet the name that they choose. Yeah, it's Underworld Liu. And Underworld Liu is different and higher. It's not rolling it, so that's why she's just so different. And the story tries to explain why she's so different. And well, this character here, let's just talk about the character first, is very different than you might expect. She's actually a bow user. Doesn't make sense because she uses daggers. This is just a way because the developers doesn't have that much creativity to create new bow users, so they are using swords for a character that should be using bows, just to give some diversity. There are also some other things like mages using bows in the future, just like Master God Loki, and this will happen with time. So the first thing when you see Underworld Liu banner is just that she's not alone. But at least she's not with bad characters. You can see that we have Demon Alfio, that a very strong character, especially for Cheers Battle Arena. He is still very useful. The damage that he can inflict is one of the best ones, but he has a problem with the damage being having to be below 50% HP. And then we have Shakugan, and Shakugan is one of the best characters in the game yet, because she is a very good dedicated healer. She's only surpassed by the recent release character in the Japan version. It will take 3 months to reach here, I think. 3 months, that's what I expect. So she is still good because the elemental of choice is different. She's dark, the new character, I think it's non-elemental. So it's very nice to have a character that you miss it. So summoning on this banner may not be so bad, but if you're only chasing for Underworld Liu, you will have some difficult times summoning for the character. I already saw a lot of people on Discord saying that they kind of had to pass by step 10 to get the character, because like always when there's too many characters, the chances to get the featured character will be reduced. You have a 0.6 chance of getting Underworld Liu, up to 1.2% chances on step 3 onwards, and it's still very low for a game that has a very costly gen prices and all other stuff. So it will be hard to get the character, but at least if you don't get her, you can get other 2 good characters yet. Better than some banners that had very useless old characters together when released. So let's just talk about Underworld Liu and see if she's good enough or not. Well, she is even more strange than you think because she's archer that uses swords, and she's actually a tank. Be impressive, guys, because she is just like that. She is being a tank from the lightning element. She kind of tries to compete with Summer Aelith. Aelith has a summer version where she is a character that kind of tries to tank, just like Fang Arngrim. She's very similar to Fang Arngrim. Has same very close chances of drawing attacks. She has very similar defenses. But she gets the upwards because she deals more damage than Fang Arngrim. Fang Arngrim is from the fire element, Summer Aelith is from the lightning element, so they can be used together. But when deciding upon a tank between Summer Aelith and Underworld Liu, you kind of can use both. But I know that you won't be able to because Summer Aelith is still not in the game. She's a summer character that is still not releasing on their version, and thinking that they are skipping some characters, I don't know if she will release it anytime soon. So choosing Underworld Liu right now means that you can skip choosing Summer Aelith in the future. But what makes the difference between these 2 characters is the weapon of choice. It's the most important thing. And Underworld Liu is a more recent character. She will do more damage. She's very different on some sit-ups. She uses only magical attacks even though she is a bow user. She's just like Platina. So this is good because we don't have many magical damage dealers. We don't get many of them. So it's more focused for that. And there are some good things when using bow users when compared to greatsword users is that she has more passives to increase guard rates, but not many bows have a good guard rate. So let's just check someone that uses bow just like Rebecca. Maybe not Rebecca. Rebecca is very old. Let me see if I have some bow that's more recent. What's my most recent bow user? Platina. Let me get Platina here and check her potential force so we can kind of discuss it further. You can see that she gets magic guard chance and guard reduction 10%. Only magic guard dance on her case, so 10% of mag means that she can reduce mag damage even further and even guarding more against magic. And there's a lot of bows that has guard chances for mag. You can see here, let me check some. I don't have that many, but most of them are like this one here. You see it 31% chances of guarding against guard magic. Means that using Underworld Liu is very good for guarding against magic because we don't have many good great swords that increases guard hate for mag. So well, you can see this one here also 31% chances. It's very easy to get that. Even Sacred Compass has 29%. We have some physical with no so much. It's more easy to find mag. See 28. One is very bad. 22. Well. This one is from Valhalla South, 65. Yeah, it's not so hard to find some. But let's just check her weapon from the banner because her weapon is a little easier to compare. Just let's click on the Divine Weapon trait so we can see the chances of guarding with her own bow. 23% chances? That's quite strange. Well, if you are trying to use her with the tank idea, she can use other elementals because the damage won't be needed. She's more defensive. But at the same time, it's strange to get lower guard hate with her weapon from her banner when compared to other bows that got released in the past. So maybe you will have to change this. But look at the description of this bow. It's a very action-oriented. Use colossal magical damage to all 3 uses and has damage control that guard hate increases. Yeah, this is why the guard hate is not so high on the start, because it will increase when you have lower HP. And this is kind of makes sense because it starts increasing on 90, 60, and then 30, because this is the moment where you will need it the most. So this bow here is exactly her best weapon instead of using other ones, unless you don't get this one another elemental bow. But I hope if you're trying to get this character, you will be missing a lot on getting the character itself. You have lower chances. I'm practically sure you'll get at least one copy of this bow. We'll use this, and what means here is that this Liu can be used with another tanks because she's a little more versatile because of this. Let's just keep checking her passives as well. So using that bow kind of gives her more chances of guarding against magical attacks, but not so much against physical. You don't have many options to use her for physical damage. You still have guarding against Summer Elite to guard against physical, but she can be used on some circumstances, but won't be as good as a physical tank. Okay, you have to treat her as a magical tank, just like we had with. Let's just check the other character. There was also a magical tank. Your little magic girl Alice was also a magical tank, and she was not as good because we don't have many staves that are good against that. You can see that she also needed her own orb to get the draw hate on enemies. So she's a very better character when compared to little magic girl Alice, at least for magical damage. So let's just get back there and keep discussing the character because there's still a lot to talk about this Liu. This Liu is a very special character because she's very different. You can compare her to much any other characters. So details again, then we have here. Let's just start talking about the attacks. You can see that her magical attack is pretty high. 3.6k is very high. It's very close to 4,000. That's Pretty much the standard will be coming from now. And all of her attacks are magical, only 2 are from lightning. So using that bow is the best outcome because it will make her lightning damage. So let's just check her passives. The first one greatly increases all of her status. All of her status. It's not just attack. And she also greatly increases her lightning damage. So she becomes a little more defensive because bow users don't have many good options to increase. You have to remember that if you are using her to guard against mag, you can also use staves as a secondary sub-weapons, and that will means that you get less physical defense. So having this to keep up and kind of fix a little of the low physical defense from weapons kind of helps. And the second one is greatly increased to lightning damage when attacking, and again, she's paralyzed. Paralyzed barely helps because most bosses are immune to that, but if she gets even more lightning damage, this is okay. So she really screams lightning. And the last one is guarding against an enemy attack will recover HP and reduce the damage taken. This is pretty much the standard for tanks. It's very nice that she also reduces damage with the same, but it happens for most tanks. Her limited skill is increasing her own lightning action skill damage on turn 3 onwards. So by using that specific bow, you will be having more damage because she can also unleash a lot of lightning damage, even more with the action skill damage, and then you can simply change this lightning blessing to be a lightning AS burst to do even further damage and unleash everything that you have on turn 3 onward. So she will be a very good attacker, and at the same time she will be a very good tank, but for mag damage. I still can use it for physical damage, but not so much as Vanguard Wing or Summer Elite on that regard. But Summer Elite and Vanguard Wing are not so good on mag damage. So you can see you don't have if you can get 2 of them, at least or Fang or Summer Elite, and alongside this Liu, it will be the best possible outcome. But if you can only get 1, I would still recommend Underground Liu because she is the latest tank when compared to the other ones. It's easier to get. But we also have another way to get Iron Green, and I'll be talking about it very soon. They are releasing a new special banner that can get some best characters, and Vanguard Wing is between them. So you have to decide if you want any of them. But Liu will do way more damage than Iron Wing. She will be more useful against magical content, but also as good as Iron Wing on physical content. Okay, so now let's just check her orb. You really need her orb to increase the enemy attack chances. So she is that character that you have to go for everything, and it may take you all because of the lower chances. So that's pretty bad. So we already talked about the weapon. So this is it, guys. I kind of think we talked about the character. We talked about at least the start of the event. Let's just check the shop, and I will be talking about the special boss later because it won't fit on this video. There's too much things here. Let's click here on exchange booth. You can see the shop is still the same things. They didn't reduce the cost of some stuff. You're still getting 700 silver scrolls and scrolls. Nothing worth of notice here. But just one thing. Underground Liu has this weapon here called Seravit. And Seravit we already talked about Seravit. Let's just check if there's another weapon. No. Well, we have some good things here like Gold Bangle. For the second part of the event, we have more things. So just the same as always. Okay, nothing out of what we're talking about already. So, guys, I will just close this video here. I will be making a video trying to defeat this special boss. It will probably be easy, but I don't want to prolong this video any further. I just have to say that Underground Liu is a very good character, but at the same time, she's a character that needs that specific bow to be the best on her job, and she also needs her orb to be the best on her job. At least if you get Shotgun on her banner, it will be good because Shotgun doesn't really need her orb. So investing on Underground Liu here may not be the best option for you. You may have to wait a little if you want, but there's not many other tanks character really being released in the future. So I don't know. I don't know if she's worth. This is not something that I can say because, well, the investment is just so high. I will just wait for more chances of getting her in the future, just like we are getting more chances with our Vanguard Wing here as well. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we see each other on the next one.